Good morning, YouTube. It is everybody's favorite misplaced rebel who somehow found his way up to Montana. I'm making this video this morning to do a quick product review on this holster that I have. This particular guy right here is Fobus. It's made in Israel. It is designed to work with the Jericho 941. And I kind of go through some of the obvious things about it, how it works, and then how I found it held up while using it for everyday carry for my Jericho 941. First, you can clearly see it's a Kydex holster. This is the release button here on the side. It's a paddle holster, so it's designed to ride easily with the belt, or you can tuck that into your pants. That's normally how I carry it personally. And it's held together here in the back using an Allen screw. Nothing earth-shattering about this design. Fobus, the reason I went with this guy, and I got this guy, this is a little bit before Christmas, if memory serves, ordered off of Amazon. And Fobus in the past has always done well by me, and so I figured, hey, why not I give this holster a shot and see how it works out. As those of you who carry a Jericho 941, you know as well as I do that finding a good quality holster for them can be a little bit of a challenge. It's just not as popular here in the United States as, say, a Glock or a Shield, for example, by Smith & Wesson. Now it's kind of getting to the good, bad, and the ugly about this. For the good, for concealed carry, depending on what you're wearing, it does a good job. Here in Montana, you dress up in layers, you wear coats. It does perfectly fine. I've not had any real problems with the Jericho printing using this holster, and that's saying something because it is a big gun. It's a good sized firearm, as you folks know, and in that regard I was pleased. Here's the problem: this holster is crap. And why do I say that? Well, let me kind of first prefix that a pistol is dependent on its holster. As a gun owner, especially if you're carrying out in the public, you have to have a holster that is reliable. You've got to have a holster that's robust, and most importantly, especially if you open carry, you got to have a holster with some really good retention in case someone tries to grab your firearm. It's unfortunate, but hey, that's the reality we live in. That's the world we live in. This holster fails in terms of reliability, and it fails in retention. What do I mean by that? Well, this Allen screw, whenever I take this gun out, and I do a lot of hiking, I go out in the woods a lot, and I'm not it has to be from the vibration of the gun because of how heavy it is. Long story short, that screw eventually will loosen up to the point, and I've actually had this happen, where the holster will actually spin around in the paddle, and then your gun will fall out. Now, it doesn't happen spontaneously. You can definitely feel it getting loose. You can feel the vibrations as you're walking increase. If you start feeling that, you need to stop. You need to find a way to secure your firearm, because this holster is about to come apart. I've actually had that happen 3 times. One, the holster itself, like I said, it literally just spun around, and if I hadn't been ready for it, my Jericho would have fell onto the ground. If that happens in a public place, that can be very, very embarrassing. It can make you, it will absolutely make you look like an idiot. It will make people in the gun community look like a bunch of idiots. And God forbid if some kind of an accident happened, that would be pure fodder for the anti-gunners. This holster fails on reliability. The other issue that I've had is that this screw just comes completely out, and the holster itself, with the pistol still holstered, will actually fall. After I felt it getting loose, I did a bunch of tests. I went out into the woods. I did some sprinting. I jumped up and down, just basically acted the fool, and sure enough, after a couple of days of that, it just completely it just comes apart. The whole thing just falls. If you don't have a reliable holster, you don't have anything. And if it malfunctions, and depending on where you are, the gun falls off of your hip. Even if it doesn't discharge, which I've never had my Jericho accidentally discharge, and I've put this thing through hell. You can get into all kinds of legal problems through brandishing and other things, in addition to just, well, let's just face it, it makes you look like a complete and utter dumbass if your pistol falls off of your hip. No, it is what it is. The other thing, again, going back to retention, going back to securing the firearm, it just simply does not do it. The gun itself, you don't have to push that button to pull out your pistol. So as you can see with this holster, there is absolutely zero retention whatsoever. The pistol just comes in and out. This Fobus holster does absolutely nothing to hold the gun. I may as well not even be wearing it. At the end of the day, folks, this holster is not worth buying. It is, I hate to say it, I like the Fobus brand. I've always felt that they did a good job. In this case, they did not. Spend your money on something else. And for those of you who are watching this video, those of you who have Jericho 941s, I encourage you to get involved into the comment section down below. Tell us what kind of holster it is that you use, where you got it, and please share links.